Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, everyone, to the Big Hit. Tonight we have a great night of sports analysis ahead of us. We're going to be starting off with the greatest of all time segment featuring me. I'm going to be telling you a little bit about basketball and football and who the greatest of all time is. After that, we're going to have an NHL segment with none other than Mike Costa and Jake Taylor for some great analysis right there. And then we are going to have Mike Costa's going away roast session because sadly this is his last episode. It's really a sad time for all of us here at the Big Hit. But to see all that, stay tuned and keep on watching. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? And we are going to be doing a new segment this week where I am going to be debating who is the greatest of all time, coined by the great Muhammad Ali. Who's the GOAT? I'm going to be talking about two different sports here. I think they're kind of the obvious choices when it comes to talking about the greatest of all time, whether it be past or present. I'm going to be talking about basketball with Michael Jeffrey Jordan and LeBron James. Then I'm going to be following that with football with Joe Montana and Tom Brady. But to start things off, we're going to talk about the basketball debate, the NBA, the association. I'm going to put this argument to rest. Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. Now, I don't want to hear anything from all you LeBron James lovers out there. I'm not even going to get into it. LeBron James is obviously a top 5 player of all time, and if we're going to get into philanthropy, obviously LeBron James is going to be above Michael Jordan because he has done a lot more for his community and done a lot more outreach. But it's not even close when it comes to on the court. Let's talk about scoring. Michael Jordan has 10 scoring titles. Ridiculous. LeBron James has 1. Uno. That's it. Michael Jordan averaged 40 points per game in 5 playoff series and shot 50% in 3 NBA finals, which is really impressive. LeBron did that twice. LeBron only shot 50% twice. Jordan never shot below 40%. LeBron did it twice. Michael Jordan also played in a harder decade. I'm tired of hearing all the LeBron fans saying, oh, you know, he carried the Cavaliers team to the NBA Finals, which no doubt is impressive. Michael Jordan played in a decade, the 90s, which had more teams that won 50 or 60 games in NBA history. The Knicks, the Jazz, the Lakers, the Pistons, the Pacers, it doesn't matter. There were so many great teams in the 80s and 90s that it was so much competition. Michael Jordan defeated 7 60-plus win teams. Let that sink in. 7 teams with 60-plus wins. What's LeBron James had to go against consistently? Obviously, the current trend of the Golden State Warriors, which, by the way, is probably going to end soon with the departure of Kevin Durant. And what else? The San Antonio Spurs with an aging Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker? Really nothing there that I would say would be anything greater than the 90s teams. Michael Jordan was great and had longevity. Jordan was an MVP candidate at 38. 38, he was an MVP candidate. You know, I don't know about you, but that's crazy. A 38-year-old being the most valuable player in the NBA. That is almost unheard of anymore. Now let's get on defense. Everyone talks about LeBron's prolific defense and what he did and, you know, his emphatic blocks and rejections. We all remember the block against Andre Iguodala in the finals. Let's talk about all defense first team. Jordan did it 9 times. LeBron, just 5. Little more than half, not very much. Let's talk about steals titles. Steals, you know, very important. Michael Jordan would pick you up at half court. LeBron don't do that. Jordan has 3 steals titles. LeBron has 0. Goose eggs, nada, nothing. Let's talk about the people they've guarded. And let's talk about how LeBron has guarded against people in the finals. Look at Kevin Durant and what he did in the last finals. Just being the assassin that he is, lethal shooter, just can get it done from anywhere. And look at Andre Iguodala. He was the finals MVP in the first finals matchup against the Cavaliers and had a triple-double. Andre Iguodala, who was by far out of his prime. Now, let's talk about clutch factor. You know, we talk about sports all the time about the clutch gene, this thing that, you know, makes you different, it sets you apart from everyone else. Michael Jordan beat the Knicks in the 1993 Eastern Conference Finals and had 54 points in a crucial Game 4. That is clutch. Michael Jordan hit a game winner against the Utah Jazz in the finals that won them the finals. That right there is clutch. LeBron James, 0-5 in the finals to tie or win games. That's not clutch. So when you're talking about carrying a team and being the undoubted leader and the guy you want to take you to the promised land, LeBron is not that guy. LeBron actually even admits his greatest accomplishment was losing to the Mavericks in the 2011 finals. He admits that. If your greatest moment was losing the 2011 finals, LeBron had to learn how to be great. Michael Jeffrey Jordan came into the league and was great the moment he set on court. There's a reason people call him Black Jesus in basketball communities. Now, let's talk about turnovers. Everyone talks about LeBron and how he's pretty much a point forward. You know, he's the primary ball handler on all his teams, whether it be the Cavaliers, the Heat, or the Lakers. He's a primary ball handler. LeBron has 2 playoff games with 10-plus turnovers. That is crazy. 10 turnovers. LeBron has 177 turnovers compared to Jordan's 99. Now, I know people are going to say, oh, but Jeff, you know, LeBron James has been in 9 NBA finals. Jordan only was in 6. I don't care. LeBron led both teams in turnovers in the finals in the years 2011, 2014, 2016, and 2017. He led both teams. He was the leader in turnovers. That is a staggering statistic that, to me, I don't even think it's a debate anymore. The only leverage LeBron James has over Michael Jordan are the counting numbers, and that's only going to be because LeBron James will have played longer and in an era that is predicated on offense rather than defense. So I don't want to hear none of that garbage about LeBron James being the GOAT. I don't want to hear it. It ain't the truth. It's Michael Jordan. Moving on, we're going to go to football. Greatest of all time. I'm sure many of us have started talking about this more and more with the rise of the Patriots over the past couple years, but it's Brady versus Montana. I know this is kind of a controversial topic for a lot of people. A lot of people who watched Montana back in the day will swear by Montana. You know, they've never seen a guy like him. But watching Brady throughout the years, a lot of people will swear by him because obviously, you know, the accolades of 6 Super Bowls, just winning in a culture, a dynasty. So let's do a side-by-side comparison right here. Brady has over 70,000 passing yards. Montana has 40,000. And yes, I know, you know, the 80s weren't exactly a passing decade, whereas nowadays you pass a lot more. But here's the thing. Brady plays for Belichick, whose system is predicated on the run game, actually. Bill Belichick has a system that is more old-fashioned, like that of Joe Montana, because if you notice, the Patriots have always had a consistent run game, which helps them open up the passing game. Let's talk about touchdowns. Without touchdowns, it doesn't matter. You can put up all the yards in the world, but if you're not getting it in the end zone, it don't matter. Brady has 517 touchdowns. Montana has 273. Brady has almost doubled his touchdown production. And Brady's not even done yet. He easily has another year or 2 left in him easily and will most likely double and eclipse Montana completely in yards and touchdowns. Let's talk about Super Bowls here. Everyone wants to talk about chips and what you can do in the big-time moments. Obviously, Montana, nothing else needs to be said. 4 Super Bowls. But let's talk about Brady. Let's get real for a second here, folks. 6 Super Bowls. And counting. 6. 6. A singular player ties the most amount of Super Bowls for any team in the NFL. He ties the Steelers to the amount of Super Bowls they have, and that pains me as a Steelers fan. I think it's despicable. But personally, you cannot deny the man that he is the greatest of all time for football. Let's talk about clutch factor. I think they both had clutch factor. They can make big-time plays and big-time moments, so I really don't think there's not too much leeway over one or the other. Let's talk about the talent. This is the biggest thing for me when comparing Montana and Brady. You have to look at the talent gap. Joe Montana had Jerry Rice, who is undoubtedly, and most do not argue, is the greatest wide receiver of all time, most receiving yards out of any wide receiver. He also had Terrell Owens at the same time as Jerry Rice, who is arguably a top 3 wide receiver in all statistics, watching, legacy, it doesn't matter. Brady, he really had Gronk for a 5 to 7 year span when he was elite, and Randy Moss for a few years, and Wes Welker. Really, those are the only 3 elite talents I have ever really seen around Brady. That's not even comparable to having 2 of the best wide receivers ever at the same time. Let's talk about legacy, though. I don't even think legacies are comparable. Montana was a 3rd-round pick. Well, maybe not highly touted as, you know, a 1st-round pick or a 2nd-round pick, but he was expected to get some playing time. Montana was not a scrub by any means. Brady was taken in the 6th round. Brady wasn't supposed to be anybody. The combine, you know, when his combine stats, no one really thought he'd do anything. They weren't very good. Tom Brady took over during the Super Bowl when Drew Bledsoe got hurt and won. Think about that. A backup coming in to the Super Bowl and delivering the Patriots to the promised land and starting a dynasty, an era that would be the culmination of 6 Super Bowls. I don't even think it's a discussion here when talking about football that it has to be Tom Brady. As much as that pains everyone and everyone wants to talk about the cheating, let's not deprive Tom Brady of the work he's put in. Undoubtedly, in my opinion, the greatest of all time, especially considering how important the quarterback position is to football. But that's going to be it for this segment for the greatest of all time. For any more coming up, please stay tuned and keep watching The Big Hit. But that's all I have from me. I'll see you all later.
What it do, what it does, what it did. Welcome back into The Big Hit. You just watched that fantastic statement by Jeff Hart, and now it's time to get your tissues out, but for reasons that aren't usual for watching me and Mike on screen.
That's right.
They're for tears this time, because this is our last NHL segment, and I know it's upsetting for the rest of you, just like it is for us.
Oh, we actually dressed up for it.
We did.
We always wear jerseys.
Yeah, we're always looking like a little bit of bums, but we can't. The boys are buzzing. We came buzzing today.
That's right.
And honestly, Mike, I consider us like a pretty good dynasty, wouldn't you?
That's right. Peanut butter and jelly, shoes and socks.
Yeah.
Jake and Mike.
Exactly. And unfortunately, this dynasty is coming to an end. And right now in the NHL, it's looking like all the recent dynasties are falling to teams like Chicago, LA, Pittsburgh, Washington, and Tampa. Do you think any of these teams are ever going to win again with their core players?
Okay, so the easy one that we can cut out here is Tampa Bay. We've said it. We've been saying it for years. Until we see it from Tampa Bay, it's not going to happen. And it just goes to show they have one of the best regular seasons, and nothing happens because of it. They have Vasilevsky. They have Victor Hedman, best defenseman. They've got all kinds of talent from top to bottom. JT Miller. They basically got the whole New York roster. Like, you couldn't ask for any more talent. It's absolutely ridiculous. And what do? They prove us right.
Yeah.
And they didn't do anything in the playoffs, and they actually got swept. So that's the only reason that people were talking about the Penguins, was because they got swept. I think that no matter what happens, I don't know if it's a coaching thing. I really don't know what it is, but I don't know how you get rid of that core, because that core is, I mean, that's a hell of a core.
Yeah,
when you got Victor Hedman and you got all those guys, I don't know how you blow that up, or if you blow that up, or what you want to do with that. Or I would just be so confused if I was the GM over there. I wouldn't know what to do. But with the Lightning, no. Until I see it, nothing's gonna happen. Chicago, I don't know. You see moments with like Patrick Kane and all those guys. Johnny Tay's overrated, but Patty Kane, they keep him. They got a couple. They should have kept Panarin, I thought.
Yeah.
Panarin's a stud, but I mean, he's obviously lighting up in Columbus. I think Chicago might have a slim chance. I don't know. They kind of got screwed with the salary cap because they were expecting to give guys raises and bonuses and stuff, but then that didn't happen. So that's how they got screwed with that. And then we got the Penguins, and we got a nice turnaround with the Penguins. Mike Sullivan knows what he's doing. I think they can make something happen. I think something on the back end will really put us out there, because I think that hurt us in the playoffs. I think we have all kinds of talent up front. Maybe get rid of one or two of those guys and make something happen. They got a lot of years on defense, so we could trade one of those guys, re-up, maybe get a little. I mean, I'll take Victor Hedman. They're blowing it up over there. We'll take Victor.
Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I don't see many of these teams. I see LA already being finished. I think Chicago, their last chance was when they were the number one seed team in the West, and they got swept the first round by the Nashville Predators. I think that you kind of saw the dynasty end there. They did fire Joe Quenneville for no reason, really, honestly, and he just got hired in Florida. So I don't see Chicago winning anytime soon. As for LA, I think they're done too. Their core players like Doughty and Brown and Kopitar. And Jeff Carter. I don't think they can do Jonathan Quick. As long as Jonathan Quick can stay healthy, he hasn't really been too healthy in years past. Pittsburgh, it's tough to say, because Pittsburgh scored their recent dynasty when they went back-to-back. You look at that team, and it was loaded. They have players like, just not big-name players, like small-name players. Like, look at Tom Kuhnhackl. I mean, he wasn't a big-name player, but he's still in the playoffs right now helping his team out. Ian Cole still in the playoffs right now helping Colorado out. All those teams, basically all these players got dispersed, and they were on playoff teams because they were still good enough players. So I don't really know. Some young guys have to come up and step up, like Sherry did. Like all those players, young players came up and stepped up. And I think having two hot goaltenders helped, and Matt Murray needs to stay consistent. If he stays consistent, sure, they can do it. As for Washington was a one-hit wonder. They're a dynasty. They're a wonderful regular season team, just like Tampa Bay Lightning. Like, you got to see Tampa Bay do it. We got to see Washington do it. They did it, and then we're like, all right, maybe they can do it again. Go back-to-back. Their team stacked. What do? Losing the first round against the Carolina Hurricanes. So one-hit wonder there. Ovechkin will never do it again. He didn't even do it the first time. It was Kuznetsov. Don't get me started there. So I think it's time to start to see teams that built themselves in the salary cap era in 2005, drafting like same exact teams, getting their core players, then hitting their stride now. I think it's starting to be a changing of the guard. You see young teams like Columbus and Carolina and New York and Colorado. They're the ones left in these.
Yeah, Boston's really the only one.
Yeah, Boston is the only one. Yeah,
still sticking around. I think Boston's got a lot of young talent. I think they'll still be around, but they weren't on that list. But I think that's a dynasty that can come up. So
I agree. See, dynasty, dynamic duo. You can call us whatever you want. We're the best dynamic duo in Big Hit history. No question, no bragging. I don't want to say it. You said it, not me. So who is the best duo in NHL history, in your opinion?
If I was going biased, I would go Malkin and Crosby, but a little under the radar. everybody knows Alex Ovechkin, top goal scorer.
Yeah.
But Alex Ovechkin would be nothing without Nicholas Backstrom.
Oh, great.
A little take one out of Jake's pocket. Nicholas Backstrom has the most points for a forward since like 2007.
Yeah, next to Sidney Crosby.
Something like that. Next to Sidney Crosby. Yeah, so he's killing it up there. He's getting fed from. Alex Ovechkin's getting fed from one of the best. I get that, you got to be the guy that scores, and you can only set him up so good. And if you don't score, you don't score. But that dude's, a stud. Hey, that's all they're ever going to be is a dynamic duo. They have one Stanley Cup. That's all they're going to have because, there's nothing going on there. But they can have the dynamic duo. They've got I think, the best goal scorer of all time. Alex Ovechkin.
Oh, yeah.
And then Nicholas Backstrom is just an overall great two-way player. Feeds the puck really well. Knows how to. He's got great vision. Knows what he's doing out there. So I'm gonna go Ovechkin and Backstrom.
Actually, that's fantastic. I wasn't even thinking that. I completely agree, though. Without Backstrom, Ovechkin would be chalked. He would be nothing. He doesn't even matter. He wouldn't even got paid money his first contract around if he didn't have Nicholas Backstrom playing with him. But for me, I'm going completely unbiased as well. Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin. Now, I know they don't play together. Don't get me wrong, but I've never seen Lemieux and Yager play because I wasn't alive then, and you know our motto. If we didn't see it, it didn't happen.
It didn't happen, yep.
So
exactly.
The only thing that I know is Malkin and Crosby down the middle, two lines, the two-headed monster. Don't get them in the ice together. It's too unfair. The NHL literally wrote a rule. It was do not put Malkin and Crosby in the ice together because it's unfair to the other teams. So they put them up on two different lines. Fun fact, that's how that started. However, in the salary cap era, when hockey is at its most, it's completely evolved. It's completely fair. They're making all the rules changes. They have 97 playoff wins. The next closest to Chicago is 76. They are not even close. Malkin and Crosby, since they play together in the NHL, they have never missed the playoffs. They lead their team all the way. You saw when Crosby's out, what did Malkin do? He won league MVP. He doesn't need Crosby to be good. He doesn't play in the same island, but he still doesn't need. He can lead the team as well. Two leaders. They won 3 Stanley Cups together. They've been to 4. I really think that when you, all in all, they're fantastic. Look what happened to Gretzky when he left Messier and left all those players. He never won again. Right. He never won again. Yep. So I can't be saying that. But these guys can win without each other. I really think so, and they're just fantastic. I love watching them, and I just love them so much. I just want to play catch with them in the backyard.
Unbiased opinion.
Yeah, completely unbiased.
Unbiased opinion.
The NHL is obviously still in its second round. But let's spoil it and tell you what's going to happen. So, we know exactly what's going to happen. When don't we? Always. The first series you want to touch on is the St. Louis Blues up against the Dallas Stars. Costa, who do you got coming out of this one?
I would like the record to show that if you go back on the tape, all of my picks are still in it, and except for one, they're winning, but they can still go on. Mm-hmm. So this series, I told you St. Louis is going to win it. St. Louis they're a really good team top to bottom. They got a phenomenal goaltender. They're a real big team. Mm-hmm. I say it all the time. I'm going to say it again. It's my last show, whatever. I'm going to say it. Big team. Big teams always win. What was it? The 3 S's that I had. You got the security blanket and the goaltender. You got the size and you got the shooting. You got it all. There was a 4th S in there for saves, because they got a lot of guys that can block shots. So that's my 3 S's right there. It's just, I don't know, this team to me, and they're kind of under the radar too. Dallas and Colorado's another one that we'll get into. They have really good top lines, but they're not deep. Mm-hmm. I think they'll be exposed come conference final or Stanley Cup final. But St. Louis, just top to bottom, really good team, solid defensively, plays good as just a team in general. So St. Louis. I
completely agree. I don't have anything else to say because you said it perfectly fine yourself. All right, next matchup. Staying in the West, San Jose Sharks up against Colorado Avalanche.
San Jose for the same reasons, the same exact reasons, except they've got a lot more talent up front, I think. Joe Thornton, Joe Pavelski will come back. I don't know what's going on with him.
He's being lame.
So, and then we got Brent Burns. They got a phenomenal, that was another S with my stud defenseman. So they got a stud defenseman in Brent Burns. Martin Jones is playing lights out. He had 58 saves that one game, Game 6 in that Vegas series. So they're lighting it up over there. They were my pick to go the whole way. Mm-hmm. They look really good. Nothing slowing them down. I got San Jose in that series.
Right now, I think San Jose should win. I think they should win the whole entire. I think they should win the Stanley Cup because they have all the pieces to do so. However, they're so inconsistent. They only put together about a period to a period and a half of good hockey in every single game, and if they get rolling, they can do it, but I don't think they can. I was watching the game last night. Colorado was all over them. Martin Jones was bailing them out. Martin Jones, he can easily take a series over, but you just can't keep rid of them shots and shots and shots, especially when you have this kind of decor. The only guy that's scoring for him is Logan Couture. Logan Couture can score for you, but you have so many other offensive weapons. I don't understand why they're not stepping up. Evander Kane, Gustav Nyquist, all these guys, Tomas Hertl, they're doing their job. They're not doing their job. Their job should be their ceiling is this high, and they're achieving about right here. If they come up here, I think they can do it. However, they're not, so I'm going to have Colorado in this series. I think Colorado's going to bounce back. They were on an eight-game home win streak, which got broken last night. San Jose won, but they still played fantastic. They're getting their depth going. They're getting their second line rolling. I mean, the first line's unstoppable at this point. So if Philip Grubauer can play hot, I think he's going to stay hot. I want Colorado to go. I'm going to pick Colorado to go. So I'm opposite of you. I have Colorado.
Okay, agree, disagree.
Let's go over to the Eastern Conference. We have the Carolina Hurricanes up against the New York Islanders.
There's always a series that hurts my head. This is that series because I don't understand it. Carolina, I mean, at the beginning of the season, I really couldn't name one player on Carolina.
Jordan Stahl, basically. That was it.
Yeah, Jordan Stahl.
Literally.
Yeah, the tail end of Jordan Stahl's career. But, I mean, they're killing it now. I don't know how. They're just playing, Fogel's probably their leader.
Yeah, literally, Warren Fogle.
Yeah,
who?
Warren Fogle. Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't even ask that dude for his autograph.
So I don't think Sebastian Aho, yeah, I knew about him. Didn't know he was going to do this great. But they're just one of those teams that they hurt my head to think about, and they always screw me when I'm gambling because I always bet against them because I got I'm going to take the other team because I always think they're better. I can't name anybody, and I think their team is trash. But Carolina's that team, and because of that reason, because they hurt my head, I'm going to go Carolina.
Completely agree. All right, next one. Boston and Columbus.
As I shouldn't say this because I'm a Pittsburgh guy, but I'm going Boston. I love Boston, and I love Brad Marchand. Yeah, I probably shouldn't say that. Brad Marchand, when he was punching what's his name in the back of the head, dirty hit, but it's playoff hockey.
That's an invisible wall. I'm putting up Costa right there because he's not sitting next to me anymore.
Boston taking that in 7, and I'd like the record to show that I had all these teams here, so they're all clearly going to move on to the Stanley. Well, not Stanley Cup. We know
All right, put the wall down so I can argue with you. I have Columbus. I think Columbus is coming in hot. They got they have a better home crowd. I think they're deeper than the Boston Bruins right now. I think all the lines are rolling better. I think Bobrovsky, but I think the deal breaker for me is Bobrovsky's playing better than Rask, and you always choose the better goaltender. So Bobrovsky over Rask, different ones there. Okay, let's go over. So you have St. Louis versus San Jose.
I'm taking San Jose.
All right.
In that one.
I'm taking St. Louis over Colorado in mine. So Carolina versus Boston.
I'm gonna go Boston. Boston's been there before.
Right.
Do it again. You know.
I'll take Columbus over Carolina. So now your conference finals looking.
I wanted this. My
Stanley Cup
final.
final.
Yeah, my Stanley Cup final, San Jose and Boston. And I said it a couple weeks ago, and it felt so good saying it.
Yeah.
Just seeing Joe Thornton and his big scraggly beard.
Oh,
I don't know
yeah.
if scraggly is a word, but just seeing him with that Stanley Cup riding off in the sunset. I want to see Jumbo Joe with that Stanley Cup. I think that would be awesome.
Be awesome for you, would not be awesome for me. I have St. Louis losing to Columbus in 7 games. I think it's Columbus's year. I think they bought it. I think Torts can do it. He did it once. Actually did it. You know, he did it with Tampa Bay. Dude, if he can coach Tampa Bay to a freaking Stanley Cup championship, he can coach anybody. That's all I'm saying. So that's why I have winning in 7. Excuse me. Well, 2 of us are IUP-TV award winning. 2 for me, 0 for you, but that doesn't matter. So we're going to pick the NHL awards right now before they go. The Hart Trophy for MVP, Sidney Crosby against Connor McDavid against Nikita Kucherov.
Unbiased Sidney Crosby.
Yeah, unbiased Sidney Crosby. All right, sweet. Sidney Crosby's winning that one. Jack Adams, best coach. Brady Trotz, John Cooper. I'm not even going to name John Cooper's name in there. Screw John Cooper because he's not even going to be in here. Barry Trotz versus Craig Berube.
Yeah, I got Trotz.
Yeah, I got Trotz for the Islanders too. I mean, you can't take a team like that. You lose JT, you lose Tavares. I mean, come on. They thought they were going to be down in the dumps. Metropolitan's the best division in hockey, and you come up and you play second. You beat the Pittsburgh Penguins. You're right there on the tail of the Washington Capitals. Barry Trotz. Who won back-to-back President's trophies and then the Stanley Cup, and now he just did this with.
And he also took him from most goals against for the Islanders to least goals against.
Yeah, fantastic. Fantastic coach. All right, best defenseman in the league, Norris Trophy, Victor Edmond, Brett Burns, Mark Giordano.
Brent Burns because of his beard and his teeth.
I don't like Brett Burns because of his hair and his teeth. So I'm gonna pick Mark Giordano because you know what? I really don't know. He's bald, sure. All right. Calder, Elias Pettersson.
Yeah, we just wrote Pettersson.
Yeah, we didn't even care. All right, comeback player of the Masterton Trophy, Nick Foligno, Robert Liner, and Joe Thornton.
Liner, because I found out he was actually an alcoholic and battling substance abuse, and to come back from that and be a stud in New York, then you got my vote.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of Liner, he's nominated for the Vezina Trophy, best goalie, Vasilevsky, Ben Bishop, and Robert Liner.
Ben Bishop is playing lights out right now, so I got to go Ben Bishop.
Yeah, I'm going Ben Bishop as well.
Too.
And all year, yeah, he's been killing it. I mean, half the reason Dallas is even doing well so far.
That's right.
The last trophy is the Selke Award for Best Offensive Offenseman is Mark Stone, Patrice Bergeron, Ryan O'Reilly. Here, I want to say something. How in the world is Sidney Crosby nominated for the MVP but not nominated for this when he had his best offensive season of his entire career? Oh my goodness, just give this man a break. I mean, yeah, you don't want him to win every single award in the books. If he would have won this one, he would have officially won every single one. But Mark Stone? Huh?
Yeah.
And Ryan O'Reilly? What?
You said it
oh
best.
my goodness gracious. I'm about...
Yeah, you said it best.
Gary
Sidney Crosby just needs a break. The guy can never get a break.
Yeah.
He's got a heart. He's got a Rocket Richard. He's got a couple Stanley Cups, but he needs this award.
He needs it, so just give it to him.
He got robbed from this award.
Yeah,
Out of all the awards, it doesn't matter.
Mark Stone, no. Patrice Bergeron, no. And Ryan O'Reilly, no. Sidney Crosby, I'll give it to him.
Yeah, we're giving it to Sidney Crosby.
All right, awesome. Well, you heard it here for the last time. Unfortunately, Mr. Mike Costa, it's the last time we're going to be doing NHL together. I'm going to get a little sad. I'm a little sad right now. I don't even know if I can end the show. So you end the segment, buddy.
This is Mike Costa signing off. I think fits it, right? There we go. See, it was a good run.
All right, stop. It's excessive. All right, so we're gathered here today to relive the greatest moments of Mike Costa's tenure, his long, long tenure here at IUP. I'm dressed for the occasion. It's a celebration of life, celebration of Mike, who gives everyone here life.
That's right.
You know, he kind of has a catchphrase.
Especially because he slept with my mom.
Okay, he has another catchphrase. Minor setback for a major comeback.
That's
And
right.
If Mike leaving isn't a minor setback, I don't know what is.
There's no major comeback. Yeah, that's right. That's what we were saying. You were going to say that, right?
Yeah, no major comeback. All right, is there anyone who wants to give Mike a little taste of what they're thinking?
Somebody will roast all over me.
I think Taylor should go first.
All right.
Somebody.
All right.
I got a little something down. A little something from my heart. Pull it up here. I've only known Mike for a year, and that's about enough to be excited about him leaving. So,
He's so sweet.
Costa is a man of many words, many wise sayings. One you mentioned, his most famous, it's a minor setback for a major comeback. And I can really relate to that. Face a setback of working with Mike for a year, and then I got 2 extra years to come back with it, to come back from it. So the next year's gonna be good without Mike. It's gonna be a big comeback because he set me back right now. And most analysts, they watch the games, they take some notes, they may go back and rewatch some highlights, but not Mike. Not Mike. He lounges back on his futon up in his attic, gets a 12-pack of Dogfish Head, and hopes there's a fight during the game. That's all he does. And then he comes in here, and then you might listen to him, but please don't, because he's not. He didn't actually watch a game because he was just completely in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone asks how we have such good chemistry. It could be our ravishing good looks. It could be our extraordinary facial hair. You more or less now.
Grizzled vet.
The grizzled vet. Or it's our ability, or it could be our drinking habits. But I'm thinking it's our ability to bullshit any sport that we've never watched to the point where you guys actually listen to us.
Yeah, it's true.
Earlier on the segment, I'm not gonna lie, we came in there and we just kind of made that entire thing up 5 minutes before we even filmed it.
But you
I know
don't know
this
that.
is, I know this is a roast, but I don't want to get in trouble for abusing the elderly. We all know Costa's the grizzled vet. Costa's the grizzled vet. But I know him a little bit more than that. He's a man with a plan, the best idea guy I've ever met. Without Costa, I wouldn't have half the things I love at IUP right now, especially the Culture Cast.
That's right.
You know, I can't imagine the big hit without him, but I definitely can't imagine anything else I do without him. I don't think that I'll work with somebody else that'll make me laugh as much as you can when we're on screen, when we're on air. Thank you for the memories, long lasting or not. I wouldn't want to be here if it wasn't. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your help. So good luck in the future, Costa, and I can't wait till we can work again someday.
Hell yeah, brother. Appreciate it.
All right. God.
Thanks, Jake. I like your polo shirt. We already knew you were a frat, but thanks for the warning.
Fraternity.
Steve over here, wearing his usual uniform of gym shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
That don't match.
Classy.
My defense, as you can see, there is a little bit red.
Hey, imagine you called him on a good day, so you called him on a good day.
Wow, it only took him, what, 100 taken some days to get to this point. He didn't read in the big hit description that being able to match was a requirement.
Well, hey, you can't knock him for not matching his shoes because they're every color.
You're right. You're right. You're right. As you can see here. Sorry, Spags.
That's fine.
Spags is also here
Yeah.
for some reason.
I don't know.
I didn't expect you to.
I think Spags should go next.
Okay,
Okay.
All right, let's bring Spags on.
All right.
I think so.
Nice.
All right. Thank you, Roastmaster General Kyle Scott. Everyone salute him as such. Anyway, I've only known Costa for a hot minute, so a lot of these are just some small stories. Jake Taylor hit on it already. He's my favorite person to talk about a sport, and I don't think he actually talks about anything about the sport. Today was the first time he said something, and I went, I think he actually talked about something serious, and I think I understood it. But that's all right. Him and Taylor, really good at BSing. But before we get to Costa, we'll roast everyone else here. Katie Dots. Now we'll leave you. You're fine. Surma, for anyone that doesn't know, has been dating my sister for the longest time. Don't know. He does he didn't even ask. He just walked in and just said, "Hey, you're mine." Like she's some sort of object.
That's not saying.
I know, but it's okay. Steven is my favorite tall man that I have to look down on. For the smallest guy in the room, his voice travels. Thanks for ruining audio, but that's okay. I love you. Because at least he knows what he's doing. I don't. I know football, and that's about it. Someone asked me about NBA, and I won't know anything. But we'll go on to the best NBA guy here.
Oh, now you be careful. You be careful.
What? Dude, calm down. I'm going to talk about Hunter Mitchell. Don't worry. It's fine. No, but we'll talk about Jeff Hart, the most passionate man in the world who secretly is the biggest fan of Aaron Rodgers. Well, not secretly. That man, ever remember this segment? He's like, put that camera on me. Put that camera on me.
The segment that didn't get aired because the episode got deleted.
Yeah, who did that? Surma. Delete the episode. But now we'll bring it back. We'll bring it back. I'm going to leave Chrisman alone. He's a nice guy. For now. For now. But Costa, I'll tell you a couple funny stories about him. My favorite thing is that me, him, and Katie Dots have a Com 230 class together, and then he just shows up and he goes, "Hey guys, you just want to not do anything? Not want to turn in this?" And I'm like, you know what? That sounds like a terrible idea. But, you know, you are the veteran. You are the older student. You must know what's going on.
That's right.
So don't want to waste your time on assignments. But it was also my favorite. Saw him at a bar one time. I got him a pitcher of beer because it was, you know, it was before playoffs. I'm like, yeah, it'd be nice. And then Costa saw me at a different bar. He's like, yeah, I'll get you a drink. And then I proceeded not to see him for 3 hours. It was the best. And I saw him later. I said, hey, what happened to that drink? And he went,
I drank it.
he's like, did I see you? And I went, oh, that about sums up that night. But that's about it. Costa's a good guy. He's going to be interning in Maryland. Hopefully me and Katie Dots can go down and see him. But if we don't, I'll just find a bar. I'll know where he's at. And I'll wait on another drink. That's about it. But, yeah, there we go. Costa, you're all right.
Hey, thanks, man. You're all right, too.
Oh, jeez, God. So emotional. All right, Roastmaster, I'm ready. Relieve me of duty.
Thank you, Jake. Now,
You're welcome.
Jake, you can
We were
leave
talking
anytime.
about the good Jake.
You gotta say it before.
Now, all of you in the audience here, there's a lot of great people, but I think one person not here doing all the hard work is Elliot, my roommate.
Does he do the hard work there too?
Well, it is hard to get him to do work. We also
You're
have
welcome.
Katie Dots, as Jake mentioned. Katie
Yeah.
Dots. How's it going?
It's going
I
good.
feel like everyone just points you out and doesn't talk to you.
Okay. I'm the only girl, so.
You knew that coming in.
I mean, Steve's here. So.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, just because I have longer hair doesn't mean I'll.
I mean, hey, you are.
I still have longer hair.
Hey.
Bada bing,
Yeah,
bada boom.
Jeff Hart's also here.
What did that take your collective, 5 IQ to come up with that one?
5 more than you.
Jeff, why don't you go?
Yeah, Jeff.
Alright.
Why don't you show off your fancy 6 IQ? Fancy city boy.
All right, so I guess I'm taking over the mic. I haven't known Costa very long, but my first interaction with Costa was running into him at a basketball game and hearing in the background, "Hey, what's going on, you sexy son of a bitch?" You know, Costa, I think if there was a person any more relaxed than Costa, I think they'd have a cardiac arrest. I really do. I think they actually would die. Like, I've never seen anyone more relaxed than Costa. You know, he really is a great guy. I mean, he's pretty cool. From what I can tell, he'd be the guy that a girl would bring to meet her family, and her dad would want to end up dating Costa because he's the only person I know that could talk about sports for 3 hours and not actually talk about sports. But no, Costa.
That's right.
Costa's a really great guy. You know, guys want to be him, girls want to be around him most of the time. But you know, Costa's a pretty good guy. I wish him the best of luck. Really did a lot of great stuff here on the Big Hit, but I'm gonna leave it back out to Kyle. I'm not gonna, give a whole soliloquy on this.
Mr.
Right.
Trash.
That was good. Short, sweet, to the point.
Yeah, you tried. So, if you just know Mike from The Big Hit, you're really missing out. He's a constant fixture on the podcast Culture Cast, where today, in fact, he defended that the best finish of all time is praying mantis sex.
It's true.
He can say anything and nothing at the same time, and people will go with it.
Best at it.
It's amazing. Mike Costa is the epitome of a bullshit. You're gonna go far, bud.
Thanks, man.
He's Jim Carrey from Liar Liar. He just pulls his way through everything. And then when you get it, then he can't lie anymore. You're like, oh wow.
That's right.
This guy's a real piece of shit.
Hey, better to ask for forgiveness than approval. That's another quote right there. I'll leave you out on that one.
But Steve, if you remember Liar Liar, Jim Carrey's a lawyer. Mike stacks chairs.
I picked things up and put them down.
Steve, do you want to come up?
Yeah, I'll come up. All right, Kyle. All right, bud. Good try. So my first interaction with Mike was honestly really forgettable. Last year, I joined later on in the Big Hit, and honestly, I don't remember a single thing that you did last year besides talk about the NHL. And honestly, I don't know what you were talking about half the time because,
Neither do I.
like everyone else said, you made half the shit up. But honestly, Mike, you're one of those people that you had a lot of potential, but just didn't want to put it into action. As many people have said that you really like to not do your homework, obviously.
Nope.
But you're one of those people that he likes to make up the questions like 5 minutes before, and then all of a sudden he'll just come on and he'll just talk for like hours upon hours about just one nonsensical thing. But I also learned that Mike can't do math whatsoever to save his life.
Nope.
Because a couple weeks ago we had his 3 S's, which he brought back this week, but as many people saw that there were 5, and the last one was goalie. Now, Mike, can you please tell me what goalie starts with?
Kyle? Calculator Kyle?
Calculate that for us.
Calculate that for me.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I know. You obviously you don't because it's a G. Your goalie starts with a G, but apparently it was an S in this segment. Honestly,
Potato tomato.
yeah, Mike was a producer of the show, as many people may see, but honestly, I don't know what he produced because I've never seen him after production.
Produce bullshit.
Yeah, produce bullshit.
That's
Yeah.
what I do.
I don't think Mike produced a single graphic at all throughout the entire project. All I remember is Mike saying once in a while, yeah, I'm just going to go to the bar later, maybe watch some NHL. But that's about it. But yeah, honestly, Mike, I'm going to miss you. But thank God because now our cast gets a little bit younger.
A lot
A lot
younger.
better looking.
And a lot better looking, yep. But yeah, Kyle, back up to you.
You know, Steve, I'm glad you mentioned that the cast is going to get overall younger, but you didn't mention just how much younger. See, the median age is going to go down from 407 to about 20.
Yeah.
It's true.
Thank God.
It's true.
The first time I met Mike, he said, "Oh, you know, what do you got going on later?" And I said, "Oh, probably not much. I don't know." He said, "Oh, well, I'm probably just gonna go home, watch the Pens game, get drunk. You know, big Pens guy, big getting drunk guy."
It's true.
Mike's a big everything guy. Oh yeah, you know me, big pencil guy. Mike's a big roast guy.
That's right.
He likes them big.
Well, he's big on everything except, coming up with good content.
I plead the fifth.
He comes up short, and Steve would know. Does anyone from the back row want to join in the festivities?
No one likes the back row.
Yikes. Katie Dots wants to go.
Yeah, female.
So I met Costa in our sports journalism class.
That's right.
That didn't last long because he ended up dropping it.
That's right.
I also had an audio class with him, which anytime he would message me, he would start with, "Hey, what's up? It's Mike from audio." I know it's you. He still does that every day.
Just making sure.
When you're not seeing Mike in a Pens jersey, I don't know why he's not wearing one today, but he's usually wearing this like fishing hoodie that's like a pig. I don't get it.
It's called fashion, Katie.
You don't have any of that. Mike, I'm actually gonna miss you. I'm surprised you're graduating. I think you owe Spags and I
Yeah.
a little bit of credit there.
I'll give you some of my debt.
No,
We can do that.
we don't want any of that.
Katie got to do your novel report.
Yeah.
No, we decided not to do that.
No, you decided it. Me and Costa.
For the
backed
record,
you up.
if Dr. Hamdi's watching this, she decided.
No, you guys are the bad influences here. I'm an angel. But that's all I have.
You did great, Katie. Was that your first time on camera?
I think like my third.
Still not bad. Mike's a big fishing guy, you might know.
It's true.
The first month I knew him, he wore a fishing hat every day. I didn't recognize him without it. So, Mike,
right.
do you want to say a little something about everyone here today?
I would. I'll do that. I'd like to.
You stink.
Well, I would like to say collectively to everybody, as a whole, that this was a pretty successful move on my part because as lazy and laid back and as much work as I don't want to do, I successfully was able to do a senior send-off and not do anything because they did it all. So I think I think that is a testament to myself and my personality that I was able to get everybody else do the work for me. But realistically, this was a great run. It was real fun here. Made a lot of friends, a lot of relationships.
It's more like a marathon.
It was yeah.
Hey, Mike sprints
That's right.
marathons.
Yeah, I sprint marathons. That's right. When you're right, you're right. And so, I don't know. I had a lot of fun. Like I said, learned a lot here. I think I'll definitely use it in the future. Made a lot of friends. I think that it's great. Anybody else that's watching out there, they should join. They got a lot of potential. We started with the core four, as most of us know. Just 4 dudes in a dream, and we were able to take that. We got a lot of more people now. So we got a good outlook, and yeah, I got nothing but the best for the big hit. So that's it. I don't know where to go.
I guess I'll close it out then.
Yeah.
Mike? Anyway, Mike, you said you learned a lot. Obviously not how to roast.
Another bull.
So, Mike, I think I say this from everyone here and not here today, that you were a great presence on the big hit. You're going to be missed, but not that much.
Thanks,
Balls.
Fact.
Survey says true.
All right, well, from the big hit, that's the show. Bye.
All right.
Turn off the video.
Tonight we have a great night of sports analysis ahead. All right, I'm done. F*** you.